Well, we're just about one more week to go to the Kingsman hits theaters. And now let's talk about the second installment, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2017 action comedy spy flick Kingsman: The Golden Circle, released by Fox, directed by Matthew Vaughn, written by Vaughn and Jane Goldman. This, of course, is the second installment following Kingsman: The Secret Service. If you haven't seen my review of that movie, please click on the card coming up. There we go, and watch that review before you go into this one. Okay? Give you a few more seconds. That ought to do it. Okay. Anyway, this course is based on the comic book The Secret Service by Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons. It features returning cast members including Colin Firth, Taron Egerton, Mark Strong. Plus, we have, let's see, I'm just trying to check just to make sure I didn't miss any. Let's see here. Yeah. Sophie Cookson's back in this. We had Edward Holcroft and Hannah Alstrom, who I failed to mention about in the first review. She plays the Crown Princess of Sweden, Tilda. Also in the cast, we also have Julianne Moore, Halle Berry, Pedro Pascal, Elton John, Channing Tatum, and Jeff Bridges. Now, the film follows the members of Kingsman needing to team up with their American counterpart known as Statesman after the world is held hostage by Poppy Adams and her drug cartel known as the Golden Circle. So here we go with the story. A year after defeating Richmond Valentine, Gary Eggsy Unwin has officially joined Kingsman, having taken his late mentor Harry Hart's position as Galahad, as well as Harry's old house, and is dating Tilda, Crown Princess of Sweden, whom he saved from Valentine. On his way home from the tailor shop, he is ambushed by Charlie Hesketh, a rejected Kingsman applicant who lost his right arm and vocal cords during the Valentine incident. Eggsy evades Charlie and his henchmen in a car chase across London but Charlie's cybernetic arm, severed in the skirmish, attacks into the Kingsmen and servers, through the computer in Eggsy's car. With the information thereby gained, Poppy Adams, the leader of the world's largest drug cartel, the Golden Circle, launches missiles that destroy Kingsman headquarters and kill all the agents in Britain, including Eggsy's best friend Roxy and his other friend Brandon, who was at Eggsy's house to look after his dog while Eggsy was away in Sweden with Tilda. Eggsy and his colleague Merlin are the only two survivors of the attack. By following an emergency doomsday protocol, the two make contact with Statesman, the American counterpart of Kingsman, which uses a Kentucky-based bourbon whiskey business as a front. There, they discover that Harry survived his shooting by Valentine thanks to Statesman technology, but has amnesia that can be cured only by reliving a traumatic event. Statesman head Champagne offers the organization support to bring down the Golden Circle. Statesman agent Tequila develops a blue rash and shows signs of mania, ultimately being replaced by another agent, Whiskey, as Eggsy's partner. Eggsy plants a tracking device in Charlie's ex-girlfriend, Clara von Gluckfurb, during a sexual encounter at Glastonbury Festival, but is estranged from Tilda after telling her beforehand what he has to do. Merlin attempts to cure Harry's amnesia by flooding his bedroom, mirroring an element of Kingsman agent training, but the exercise fails. Eggsy eventually succeeds by threatening to shoot a Cairn Terrier puppy that resembles Harry's late dog, Mr. Pickle, causing Harry to relive the final test of his Kingsman training in which he was ordered to shoot his dog. During their next mission, Poppy broadcasts a message announcing she has added a toxin to all her drugs, which causes users to develop symptoms like tequilas before succumbing to paralysis and subsequently death. She offers the antidote to the world if the President of the United States will end the war on drugs and grant her cartel immunity from prosecution. The President publicly negotiates, but secretly intends to let the infected die, as he is willing to eliminate all drug users and thus render Poppy's business useless. He quarantines many victims, including his chief of staff, in a stadium and leaves them there to die. Harry, Eggsy, and Whiskey track Clara to a Golden Circle facility in the Italian Alps. Eggsy manages to steal a sample of the antidote, but Whiskey destroys it during an attack by the Golden Circle's henchmen, leading Harry to suspect him of being a traitor and breaking the sample on purpose. Harry shoots Whiskey in the head, but Eggsy, believing Harry to be delusional due to an incomplete recovery, saves him with the same technology that Statesman used to save Harry. Charlie kills Clara by destroying the facility to prevent any more samples from being taken and leaves no traces behind. Tilda calls Eggsy in a manic state, showing she has symptoms as a result of smoking cannabis in a fit of depression. Eggsy, Harry, and Merlin discover the location of Poppy's hideout in Cambodia, Poppyland, and fly there. Alright, now for the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. While sorry, I'm getting this. Probably mispronouncing. Reconnoitering Poppyland, Eggsy steps on a landmine, but Merlin sacrifices himself to save him and Harry while taking out a squad of Poppy's guards and singing his favorite John Denver song at the same time. Eggsy and Harry storm through the lair as they kill all the guards they meet. Eggsy fights and kills Charlie as revenge for his fallen comrades, while Harry destroys Poppy's robotic attack dogs called Benny and Jet, yes, with the help of the guy who sung a certain song called Benny and the Jet, Sir Elton John, who of course Taron Egerton would play him a couple of years later in Rocket Man. Well, which Poppy had kidnapped Sir John, who she kidnapped during Valentine's attack and forced to sing for her. They secured a laptop controlling the drones that can deliver the antidote worldwide. They inject Poppy with a concentrated dose of her toxin with heroin to dull her senses and let her guard down. A delirious Poppy gives them the laptop password for the antidote but dies from an accidental overdose. Whiskey interrupts them before they can deploy the drones, revealing that his wife, pregnant with their son, was killed in a robbery committed by two methamphetamine users years ago, which caused him to develop a personal vendetta against all drug users, wanting them to die. A furious fight breaks out, ending with Harry and Eggsy dropping Whiskey into Poppy's meat grinder, and they activate the drones, delivering the antidote worldwide. In the aftermath, the president is impeached and arrested for conspiring to let the victims die. And Statesman purchases a distillery in Scotland to help rebuild Kingsman. Statesman tech support specialist Ginger Ale is appointed the new agent Whiskey. Eggsy marries Tilda, and a Cure Tequila joins Kingsman, which acquires a new tailor shop in London in the story. So, what did I think of Kingsman: The Golden Circle? Well, I must say, I enjoy it just as much as its predecessor. The film did just as well as its predecessor, making $410 million worldwide. Unfortunately, unlike its predecessor, it got mixed reviews, with the film's long running time for criticism, as it was 141 minutes, which, let me go back and check, which apparently is 12 minutes more than the 129 minutes of its predecessor. But hey, I understand, and its new characters and satellites acting garnering polarized responses, though the acting and humor were praised, which that was good. Well, I don't mind the new characters, but anyway, I do like how we get to see a lot of these. Colin Firth back as Harry, and Taron Egerton as Eggsy, really good. Julianne Moore playing Poppy Adams. Wow, I never would expect to see Julianne Moore as a villainess, but that was pretty darn cool. Mark Strong returns as Merlin. I think I failed to forgot to bring him up, but yeah, he did that. Of course, Kingsman would be Strong's second comic book based film after he played Sinestro in Green Lantern. And of course, a couple of years later, he would play Dr. Savannah in Shazam. Let's see. Halle Berry is in this as Ginger Ale. She's really good. Pedro Pascal, who last year appeared in Wonder Woman 1984, plays Jack Daniels, aka Agent Whiskey. Sir Elton John himself, that was kind of a surprise. A little, Playing Agent Tequila is Channing Tatum. Really cool. And Champagne, or Champ for short, was Jeff Bridges. Hannah Alstrom plays Tilda. Again, she's pretty good. Bruce Greenwood plays the president. Emily Watson plays Chief of Staff Fox. And while we didn't get to see much of her, Sophie Cookson is back as Roxy. And Sir Michael Gambon plays Arthur. Now, flashback footage from the first film is there, including Samuel L. Jackson and Sophia Boutella, who I forgot to mention, as Valentine and Gazelle. And there's lots of others as well. So, main characters weren't too bad. The acting wasn't too bad. I did like the humor. I can understand why the running time was pretty long. Could just use a tad bit of trimming. But hey, I need to revisit this film one day. But anyway, I went and saw this film and it was just a blast. I didn't care. Anyway. So anyway, yeah. And Matthew Vaughn's direction was again good. Henry Jackson and Matthew Marchson have come back to do the score for this. Very good. But even so, even with some of that stuff, with the new characters and action being stylized, garnering polarized responses though, and with the runtime being criticized, I completely do understand. Yeah, again, the runtime could have just been trimmed a tiny bit and what have you, but at least I still like some of the action. But the acting and humor were good though. So with all that said, would I recommend Kingsman: The Golden Circle? Well, I'd say maybe give it a one-time watch just to be on the safe side in case you've already seen The Secret Service. But if you're a hardcore fan of the first film, I'd say give it a watch and whatever. But I'd say a one-time watch just to be on the safe side. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on Kingsman: The Golden Circle in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I will be delivering you a couple of videos, starting with a very special announcement, and then you'll get a special spoiler-free review of, well, are you ready for this? I'm actually going to finally get my chance to see the recent hit animated feature Ron's Gone Wrong, which will be coming up on Disney Plus from after it being in theaters for the last couple of months. But anyway, which I'm pretty sure that's coming up. Isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming up tomorrow on Disney Plus. But if I make a mistake, I humbly apologize. But anyway, if you like this video, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Ridley Scott's latest film, House of Gucci, starring Lady Gaga and Adam Driver, or go to the upper right hand corner and see my review of the previous James Bond film, No Time to Die. Or if you want something else, you can go to the bottom left hand corner and see one of my very first few videos in the Shazam review. I may plan to re-review that film down the road, but you can watch it just in case I do. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.